We're gonna talk about pubes a little longer, and that's fun, pubes a little longer. Now we're gonna talk about them a little longer because it was huge for me when they came in. It was very important for me when they came in, which is a little ironic because I have none now, you know? Like by choice, not like balding down there. I have heard they're the first to go, but I did find my first white pube, and it was very scary until I realized it was a cat hair, and then it was just as scary because I didn't realize my cat was old enough to have white pubes, so. It was huge for me when they came in because I was about normal age. I was in 7th grade, and it was so important because the girls in 7th grade were all into the 8th grade guys because they were a year older and so much more mature, right? So when mine came in, I was like, all right, like once the girls get a load of this and see how mature I am, they're gonna be super into me. But even in 7th grade, like I knew you couldn't show them to people. I knew like you couldn't just go to school and be like, look what's here, like. So I was like, how do I get them to know what I'm working with? Well, I was like, well, what do I know about pubes? I know they're itchy, right? How do I know that? I like baseball. Baseball players are scratching all the time. Why? Must be because they have tons of pubes. Women like baseball players. This is 7th grade logic. So my plan was I would go to school scratching, all right? And it worked. To a degree, I wasn't trying to get laid in 7th grade. I just wanted girls to talk to me. And so to that degree, it worked. I'd be walking around scratching. Girls would be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, I'm so itchy because of all the pubes I got because I'm so mature starting this year. And they'd be like, gross. And I'd be like, all right. That worked great until that was 7th grade. We started taking sex ed, and we learned about crabs. And so I had to stop scratching, and I had to quit baseball. It was a very traumatic year. So I was like, I need a backup plan. I need a second plan. And I thought of one, and before I tell you what it is, I need you to know that I never did this, okay? I never acted on this. But my idea in 7th grade, fantasy, to let the girls know how mature I was I would go to class, I would sit next to the girl I had a crush on. When she wasn't looking, I would pluck one out. And I would put it on her desk. Eventually she would see it and be like, oh my God, what is that? And I'd be like, oh, you like that? There are 4 more where that came from. And she'd be like, ooh, how mature. And we would date. That was the plan. I never did it, and the reason I share it with you is not because I think any of you had that exact same idea, but I think it's relatable because I think we all have weird prepubescent sexual thoughts, right? Like when we don't know how to deal with the opposite sex or whoever we're attracted to, and most of us don't act on them. But I think for most of us, the intentions aren't bad. They're not supposed to be invasive or aggressive. The intention, like for example, the intention in this one was supposed to be more like a pube for the lady, you know? Like it was supposed to be a nice gesture. The intentions were good.